Um, this year is the diamond anniversary of CFB North Bay. It's 60 years. 60 years is an awful long time. So what we wanted to do was find a way to tell the story of CFB North Bay in a way that would be fun for people to, almost an interactive. It's not interactive, but it's broken up into chunks that are easily digestible. So what we did is we created the story of North Bay, which didn't exist, by the way, anywhere else before, and took chunks of that story, chunks that made sense to break them up, and then we're telling the story of CFB North Bay over the last 60 years. And so we're telling the story of all the flying squadrons that flew out of North Bay. And there's been a number of them. And when we go back in time, sometimes we forget that Sabre aircraft flew out of North Bay, in the 1950s. But there are people here that worked on Sabre aircraft in North Bay in the 1950s. So now they have a place to go. They have a place to go and reconnect with their heritage. And there's a place for the citizens in North Bay to go and learn the entire history, the base, the flying operation, as well as the air surveillance and control mission that we do right now in North Bay. So some of the signs, some of the displays are about the story of NORAD, for example, and how this became a combined base, meaning Canadian Forces personnel with American forces working side by side. It explains what we do today, the number of surveillance and sensors and radars that we have, the communication systems that we have around Canada. So it explains a little bit of what we do today, but it's focused primarily on the story of North Bay.
Any story with it is you plan to grow. What we see here is just the start of it.
It's just the start of it. We, over the last year, have come up with a plan, a long-term plan. We're going to do a little bit of, in the military lingo, spiral development. So every year we're going to improve a little bit. This year the focus was really on the signage, so the storyboards. And then this year as well, we're planning to relocate the T-33 that is outside right now, the DLP. You may have seen it before, but it's really not accessible to the public, right? So we want to relocate it because the T-33 is such a big part of our story here in North Bay. And then we're gonna get a CF-18 as well, because the CF-18 is the aircraft that we use here in North Bay every day to conduct our mission. So we're planning to do that, and then there's also a sign for the Beaumark. I didn't mention that before, but it is our plan to recreate a Beaumark missile to scale and have it displayed, because the Beaumark is also a big part of our history here in North Bay. So yeah, the park is going to grow. This is just the beginning, and we're looking forward to a continued good relationship with the City of North Bay, because this park is really a partnership between the base and the City of North Bay.
Any surprises when you were going through the history that took you off guard?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of facts that we discovered that we did not know. For example, there's a building in North Bay right now on Main Street that used to be the Air Defense Command headquarters for the base. Before the base existed, the air defense operations were conducted from downtown North Bay. I did not know that. Actually, I did not know that Sabre aircraft flew out of North Bay in the 1950s. I did not know that we had two Beaumark squadrons. We had one here in North Bay, but there was another one in northern Quebec. And those Beaumark units were controlled by North Bay here, by the underground complex. And the story of the underground complex also is fascinating, right? The story of the underground complex is directly linked to the successes of the mining industry in North Bay, right? So that came from somewhere. It came from the building of the underground complex, and the technology that was developed at the time, and the expertise that was developed in North Bay, and essentially spawned the industrial capability that we now have in the mining industry in North Bay. So there's all kinds of linkages between the base and the community that are being explored through this storytelling.